A nurse who takes care of a wheelchair user finds herself desperately taking aluminum foil and putting it inside the microwave. Soon she with great desperation puts cutlery and other things inside the microwave, programming it with a certain desperation to turn it on as quickly as possible. She takes the wheelchair quickly and desperately, and with difficulties to move, while the microwave starts to catch fire and more smoke comes out. The nurse starts screaming for help, desperately waiting for someone to help. She continues to scream and get more and more desperate, pushing the lady in a wheelchair. The wheelchair-bound woman's daughter comes running and asks if she is all right. The son-in-law with debauchery says of course she's all right. The nurse who says the lady in a wheelchair who put things in the microwave again. May, why did you do that again? You know you can't. Oh my God, I'm going to see. The enraged husband tells the nurse that the old woman's days are numbered and her job is too unless she does another job for him. You heard me, he talks, threatening the nurse, and leaves, leaving her terrified. She takes the lady and goes out into the street not knowing what to do. On the street, she nervously walks with difficulties with the lady in a wheelchair. She walks attentively and observes if she finds something to free the wheelchair user. She ends up seeing a rope on the floor. She takes the rope, and then begins to tie one end of the rope to the lady's wheelchair. Desperate, she ties the other end to a parked car. She unlocks the chair and the car starts to move, pulling the wheelchair. The nurse with an expectation that it will work. The man arrives with a knife and cuts the rope before something worse happens. Where do you think you're going? I'm not going anywhere. You've been wanting to run away with her, but you won't. That's not what you're thinking. The man goes upstairs. Nurse. Don't you ever try to do that again. I want this old woman to die so I can have everything. House, car, you got it, no jokes. The angry man keeps pointing his finger at the nurse's face, saying that it's not for them to try to run away anymore, because if they didn't they would eternally regret what they were doing. He asks if she understood. It's good, I understand. Now go inside. Now the man takes the threat. At that moment your wife arrives and asks what is going on. Whoever told you to leave the house comes home now. The woman who is pregnant gets scared and goes back inside. Look, I want this old woman dead as soon as possible, you understand now. Get in the house and don't try anything else until I say so. The caregiver takes the lady and goes inside. And the man follows them. Coming home angry, he goes to the bathroom. He finds an empty glass, and starts laughing evilly. So he gets water from the toilet. Soon he continues to laugh, so he takes the glass to the kitchen to give it to his mother-in-law. Arriving in the room smiling a lot, he puts the glass on the table. He goes to the fridge and gets some porridge for his mother-in-law. Taking the porridge with an evil face, he takes it to the table. Smiling evilly, he puts something in the porridge he is going to give his mother-in-law. I brought a special meal for my mother-in-law. Our love, how beautiful, thank you, and go to the husband to give a kiss. Go brush those teeth, you stink with bad breath. The woman is embarrassed and leaves. And you tell the man to the nurse there to find something to do. The scared girl leaves, leaving him with her mother-in-law. The scared mother-in-law tries to ask for help. He takes the water from the vase and takes it to the woman and offers it to her. She shakes her head, saying she doesn't want to. He insists, but she doesn't take it. I'll get something else here for you then, and go to the table and get the food and go to the lady trying to give her the food. But she doesn't open her mouth. But the lady doesn't open it. She gets annoyed and squeezes her face, forcing her to open her mouth, and gives her the food. But she refuses and spills food. You disgusting old woman. The daughter arrives and asks, "Love, what is this?" "Baby, I did everything with greater affection for your mother and she doesn't eat. She needs to eat. See if you can feed her." "Mom, he made it with so many carts for the lady to eat." But the lady shakes her head, saying she doesn't want to. "Well, love, she doesn't eat." The lady takes the glass of water from the toilet and throws it in her face. "Look at this love your mother made to me, and this is how she repays me." "Mom can't do that." The nurse comes running and asks if everything is okay. "It's okay, she just splashed water on him, but it's okay." The angry man leaves, pushing the chairs. "Lady, how you put up with so much humiliation? He never treats you well." "I'm afraid of him. I'm pregnant and my mother in this situation. I'm afraid of him hurting her." "But you can't live like this forever." "I thought about it so much, but I can't support myself alone. The important thing is your mother, the rest you get after he lives mistreating you." "I've thought about it so much, but I don't know what to do." "But it's your house, you have every right to send him away." While the two women are in the room, the man goes to the bathroom to wash himself nervously. He says he already knows what to do with the lady in a wheelchair and laughs. He comes out of the bathroom and says he's going to take his mother-in-law for a walk. The lady is terrified, but he takes her and leaves. The women observe everything and decide to go after him. On the street, pushing the wheelchair, the man threatens her, saying, "The street is very busy, maybe a car won't run over you, you useless old woman, and I'll get rid of you for good, and I'll take everything that's yours." Let's get this over with and let the chair go downhill. The lady is terrified of being unable to do anything. But her daughter arrives and holds the chair. "What are you doing?" "What am I doing? You are trying to kill my mother. Look at the way you talk to me." "'Cause what you gonna do to me? I'm tired of the way you treat us. Who you think you are? You are very bold, I dwarf, except you talking to me like that." The nurse observes everything. "I'm tired of being humiliated and I don't want my son to grow up seeing this bad example. I want you to disappear from my life and never appear here again." The man laughs. How are you going to support yourself? You can't do anything without me. It doesn't interest you. I turn around. I find a way. I can't stand being humiliated anymore. I prefer to turn around the way I can. I want you to disappear from my life. The man goes for her and she kicks him in his private parts and he falls to the ground writhing in pain. This is so you don't mess with me and my family anymore, you coward. With a lot of pain he asks, what about my son? You don't have a son. Forget that we exist. Don't look for us ever again. She takes her mother and leaves, leaving him on the floor. As he writhes in pain, a car reverses and passes over him, leaving him paralyzed in his wheelchair. The woman alone with her mother. I can finally take care of the lady, she says happily. Glad you're repaying all the affection your mother gave you. It's the least I can do after everything she's been through. The man in the wheelchair calls and the nurse says, I think he's hungry. The woman said, I think it's seated. The nurse takes a cup full of urine and gives it to the woman to take to him. She takes the glass smiling and goes out to give water to the man who is disabled in the chair.